Dillon Stadium, Hartford, Connecticut. It's USL Championship action on this Saturday night. It's presented by Railroad Stores. It's Group F action between Hartford Athletic and Philadelphia Union 2. With the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern. Happy you can be spending part of your Saturday night with us. Well, we said we're in Group F tonight. Let's take a look at those standings. This is a chance for Hartford Athletic to go top of the group tonight.
They absolutely can. They've got 100% so far. A win will put them on 9 points. And a big gap between them and New York Red Bulls, Loudoun and Philly should they win tonight. So a massive one for Hartford.
Well, looking at this Hartford attack, well, we see this goalkeeper assist, but it was 3 goals against Loudoun, and then just that 1 goal. This was the goal against New York Red Bulls last Friday night.
Yeah, slip up from the goalkeeper, Lapsley. Eva Guzman grabs it, but what a fantastic catch and kick from Mandonda.
And then Tyrik Johnson, he is tonight's player to watch, brought to you by Univision. He's a bright young star.
Oh, that's a fantastic finish, bending it round. He's a Southampton under 23 player, age 21, so great future ahead of him. A wonderful talent they've brought over to join this wonderful Hartford team.
He was the last goal scorer in that match on Monday against Loudoun, getting his first goal of the season. On the other side, it's Jack Mcglynn making his second start for Philadelphia Union 2 tonight.
Yeah, wonderful for the young man, and we've got more to tell you about him and his brother who's on the other side. We'll give you details during the game, but at this age and to sign a contract and come up against your brother, exciting times for young Jack Mcglynn.
The whole Mcglynn family will be watching this one tonight. Well, we have an exciting matchup. Hartford looking to go top of the group, while Philadelphia Union 2 trying to get back on track. Lineups and first kick coming up next from Dillon Stadium in Hartford.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut. We're building up to first kick between Hartford Athletic and Philadelphia Union 2. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to you by Active MG. And we will start with the home side, Hartford Athletic, for Radi Jaidi.
Yeah, 4 changes for the coach from the team that won 3-1 against Loudoun. And Arthur Rogers is in at right wing back for Harry Schwartz. Sam Strong replaces Alex Davey at centre back. Mads Jorgensen for Nicky Downs in midfield. And the exciting Tyrik Johnson for Alex Dixon up front in what is either a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, depending if they're attacking or defending.
And on the other side for Philadelphia Union 2, boy, this is a young team tonight for Coach Sven Gartung.
Yeah, 3 changes from the team. It lost 5-1 to New York Red Bulls 2 out last time. Ben Martino replaces Mitch Butler in goals. At left back, Jamoy Topi for Issa Ryan. Now, Issa Ryan moves into midfield with David Rabadon, and going out is Danny Flores and Steve Kingay in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2-2, depending whether they sit deep, the two center midfielders as 6s and those out wide as 10s. Maybe they're playing a diamond. We'll figure it all out. But let's just go with 4-4-2 at the moment.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Active MG. Well, we're just about set to go. There are fans in the stands tonight for Hartford Athletic. Obviously limited capacity, but excited to have the soundtrack of the Hartford Athletic fans here tonight. Of course, it will be Philadelphia Union 2 in their all-white kits, while Hartford Athletic will be in their home green with blue trim. Tonight's referee is Thomas Snyder. We are just about ready to go. So it will be Hartford Athletic attacking left to right. It will be Philadelphia Union 2 attacking right to left. And just waiting on that first whistle. Ever Guzman gets us going. We're underway tonight from Hartford, Connecticut and Dillon Stadium. A long ball early there for Hartford, coming off that 3-1 win over Loudoun. They've looked pretty good in the attack early on and already getting into the attack. Here's Rogers trying to stand this up towards the back post. Get back into the middle and cleared away only as far as this midfield for Hartford. Philly's been doing a lot of defending so far this season. They've been outscored 11-1 since the restart. And Coach Sven Gartung just trying to get this team back on track, Gary. That's
a massive task for Sven Gartung. So many goals conceded. He's got an incredibly young squad. I think you worked it out at what, 17 and a half?
17.3 is the average age.
17.3. Well, you know what? Huge credit to Union 2 and to Sven Gartung for putting out a team that young. But the reality is you're up against a very good Hartford Athletic side. It's going to be, as you say, lots more defending to do tonight, I think, for that team in white.
Here's Barrera wearing the captain's armband tonight for Hartford. Swinging it again. Out for a throw, and you can see the players down that near side touchline. Social distancing on the bench. Throw in here, the youngster Huckabee. We talked with Coach Sven Gartung this week. He says we need to help or stop our opponents from scoring goals. We need to stop helping them do so. It's been a lot of mistakes, and that has been what has been leading to all these goals. They've conceded 11 of them, as we said, since the restart.
Just looking back at the New York Red Bulls game, there was a deflection for the first goal they conceded. They conceded directly from a corner. Then the goalkeeper made an error. They allowed a one-on-one, and then there was just basic poor defending for the fifth. Now, as a coach, you can say, let's get rid of those mistakes. But if they're young players, inexperienced, they're going to make mistakes. So how Philly get out of this, I'm not sure. It's going to have to be a lot of hard work by these young kids. And I really hope they don't take another hammering, because it's not good for their confidence. There's so much talent in this Union 2 side, but if you keep getting 5 and 6 put past you every week, it's gonna sort of knock your self-belief, and that's the last thing you want when you've got such talented youngsters.
Sven Gartung was talking to his team after that match on Wednesday. He said, basically, what is the best moment from the match? And he said, all the players said the goal. And he said, well, I liked the celebration because you all had a smile on your face and you're all enjoying the moment. That was the equalizing goal just after halftime to make it 1-1 before then they conceded the next 4. So we'll see if they can get things going here tonight. There's a giveaway at the back from Hartford, an opportunity for Philly, which they have taken. The opening goal just past 3 minutes in. It's Yomi Shintu to open the scoring.
Well taken there, but it was an error on defense, though. Yeah, goalkeeper's looking, saying, what is going on in front of me here? You cannot give the ball away like that inside your box. Well done to Shintu, takes advantage there. Well, they just seem to have picked up a little bit of a knock in the process. Let's have a look at it here. This is Mateus Silva, who's normally very solid. Missed ball there by Kevin Paulitz, totally missed. I don't know if it was a bad pass or whether Kevin Paulitz has taken his eye off the ball. For Shintu, he just picks it up, rolls it into the back of the net. Nothing that Mandanda can do to stop that one. And that's a really bad start for a Hartford side who've been so good in the previous 2 games, but great for Union 2. Wonderful for these young kids.
Yomi Shintu, his first goal this season, is second for the club. He scored 1 last year in 10 appearances. And that has to give them some confidence very early on against this Hartford Athletic side that has looked pretty good in the first 2 matches. Now they will try to find that equalizer. They couldn't ask for a better start for Philadelphia Union 2 tonight.
Absolutely agree with you. When you've conceded 11 in 2 games, this is the perfect way. Because beforehand, you're looking at Hartford thinking they've won 2 from 2. Oh, we're in for another drubbing today. And you get off to a good start like that. I mean, it's a shocking error from Hartford, but you pounce on it. And suddenly the tails are up, and there's belief in this very young Union 2 team.
And that error at the back, whether that was from Silva or was from Politz, you don't really see that a whole lot, especially from Politz. He was so good last year in USL League One for Greenville Triumph, their runner-up finish to North Texas Soccer Club. He was one of the mainstays in John Hart's starting 11, and then coming in this year, not making the jump up, and it looks like that is Yomi Shintu, who was down. We saw him after the goal grimacing in some sort of pain, and it looks like he'll need some assistance from the training staff.
I'm not sure how he got injured because there was no physical contact. The ball just got played to him. Again, I'm not sure if it was Kevin Paulitz who was at error there or Mateus Silva, whether the pass was too far from Paulitz, or whether Paulitz took his eye off it. But when the ball came, have a look here. Shintu's on his own. There's no one near him. Gets the ball, finishes. Is there contact afterwards? Or maybe, yeah, as he scores the goal, I think Kevin Paulitz came in with a bit of a tackle there and just caught him on the ankle.
He's receiving some treatment on the field now. You'd hate to see him have to come off just after a few minutes.
It's going to be a test for Hartford now. After 2 wins, being very, very solid. Now you're 1-0 down. It'll be a test for Roddy Jahidi to get his team back, bouncing back. There's Sven Gartung. Has he got a camouflage outfit on there?
It looks like.
There's the signal,
the universal
change.
signal, yeah.
Just as he knocks the ball in, have a look at Kevin Paulitz there. Watch, he goes to hit it, he stops it, hits it, and then watch there, that lunge. Just maybe caught him on the back of his heel, back of his calf muscle, hard to see. But there's you play for 4 minutes and you score a goal. That's quite an impact to have from Yomi Shintu.
Well, he is one of the oldest players in this starting 11. He's 23 years old. The next oldest is 20 years old in Topi and Rabadan.
23, you're the veteran.
Yeah, exactly. The moment playing with 10 men, but they will, of course, bring somebody on in just a moment. Sounding like it's going to be Danny Flores, who has made 3 appearances so far in 2020. The 4th official getting the board ready in just a moment. Slid ahead for Guzman. Goes down in the box, a shout for penalty. Play continues. And it will be a goal kick for Philly. And now we'll have that substitution. And there it is. Confirmation, Danny Flores coming in. Now there's only 6 players on the bench tonight for Sven Gartung. And remember, there are 5 allowed substitutions, but only in 3 windows. Halftime, not one of them. Which means Sven Gartung might have to get a bit creative with his substitutions as this match continues. Now only 2 windows where he can bring more players on.
And Danny Flores is more of a midfield player, so it's just really Mischic up front on his own, you would think. And maybe the likes of Picasso trying to support him, maybe Isaran a little bit as well. But maybe they're having to move to more of a 4-5-1 Union 2.
Hartford Athletic would like to extend a thank you to our title partner, Trinity Health of New England, and a special thank you to all of the healthcare workers, first responders, cleaning staff, and everyone who's worked tirelessly and selflessly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Rowan now coming for Philly once again. He said it was a fantastic start. Unfortunate for Shintu to have to come off. We'll see now how Philly plays with a lead.
I think it's affected the average age because at 23, as you say, Shintu was way above the eldest. Danny Flores is 18, so if you do that math again, I think you might find this average age is 17 and...
Well, it said it was 17.3. Now it might even be... I can't do quick math like that, but...
I need to check your math there. I'm not so sure 17.3 is right, but either way, it's a very, very low average age. And again, I think for Union 2 fans, no matter what happens with results, and they have seen a 6-0 against Pittsburgh, a 5-1 defeat by New York Red Bulls, you've got to give these youngsters time, and you've got to give them credit for even being able to get out there and take these punches and try and bounce back.
Also weaving through, looking to get a ball into the box, and this one's cleared away. On the other side for Hartford, Roddy Jaidi saying it was a big improvement from the win against New York Red Bulls 2 on Monday against Loudoun. The will and desire was good, but he said this a few times, the performance is so important to him, and sometimes 3 points isn't good enough.
Yeah, that's his belief. It's all about the performance. You keep playing well, you win. You will win more games than not. And that's his belief. Interesting to see him come from Southampton, and he's obviously a top player himself back in his day for Bolton in the early sort of period of his career in Southampton, and of course Tunisia, over 100 caps and 2 World Cups. So what a great manager to bring to Hartford.
Silva goes to ground. Ball goes out. It looks like it will be a corner kick for Philly 2. First of the match for either side.
Be careful with Mandanda in goals. Last time he caught that ball, kicked down the pitch, and they scored a goal. So just be careful, Philly.
Will be one of the Mcglynn brothers, Jack, to swing this one in. The in-swinger takes a bounce. For Ryan outside the box, the left footer, deflected shot, Mandanda. A big save there, on his feet quickly. He's looking to distribute. And this one is collected at the back. Looked like Huckabee was there.
That was a nice save from Mandanda, and he's made a few of those in his matches. He's been a crucial signing for Hartford. You were telling me that his brother is a very, very famous goalkeeper in France. Steve Mandanda. He was in the French, if I'm not mistaken, the French World Cup winning team of 2018. I think he was third choice keeper. If he wasn't, he was certainly there and thereabouts in that French squad. So what a great goalkeeping family, that parfait, which by the way in French means
perfect.
Perfect. No pressure being a goalkeeper called perfect.
Well, unfortunately, the clean sheet is not there tonight. We'll see if Hartford can get back into this match. To say a special thank you to our founding partners at the Hartford for the continued support of Hartford Athletic. We cannot have walkout kids this year for safety. Be sure to check our group experiences page to participate as a walkout team in 2021, presented by the Hartford.
You've seen Ben Martino roll the ball out there, the young goalkeeper, 17 years of age, had 6 put past him by Pittsburgh, of which, to be honest with you, I don't think any were his fault. And it is a case for these young goalkeepers. They seem to be rotating every week, with Mitch Butler having played the last match. And I think Coach Sven Gartung said he will rotate them, give them both an experience at the top level.
A little bit awkward at the back. Martino just has to knock this out. No nonsense there from the young goalkeeper. And now a ball's on the field.
Lovely to hear the crowd supporting. It's been a while since we've actually had crowds at football matches, and it's just enjoyable to see people there, and I'm sure the players, just even if it's a small crowd, just to have some support that makes a massive difference to them.
To hear the drums is always good when you're at a soccer match. Of course, a limited crowd, social distanced to a degree, masks on.
This is a big test, we've said a few times, for Union 2, and one of the reasons why is when we spoke to Sven Gartung a few days back, he was saying that they met Hartford in a pre-season match, and he said it was an ugly match, that they physically got kicked around, and he was really sort of concerned for his team that they could stand up to this older, physically stronger Hartford side. So that is going to be a big test for Union 2, and we'll keep an eye on how these young players do take the more physical side of the game.
So far, so good. Here's Rogers. He's been busy on this right side so far. They're knocking along for Johnson. Philly trying to counter quickly. Of course, Shintu not in there anymore, so maybe a bit of a change of shape. Gartung said he likes to play that 4-2-2-2. Shintu going out maybe a little bit different. We'll see how that shape changes as this game progresses.
Yeah, that 4-2-2-2, he said that the first two are sixes, who sit very deep. The next two are tens, who are more attacking midfielders, and the top two are nines. But that was when he had Mcglynn, so right now it's looks like it's just Mischic on his own up front. There he is.
Make the run in behind. Here's Flores, who came on as that substitute. Centering, and it's in! Philly have doubled their lead 15 minutes in. A shocker for the youngsters, but they have a 2-0 advantage here in Hartford.
Well, this is absolutely amazing. Didn't expect that from a team that have conceded 11 in the last two, but great credit to these youngsters, and what a good finish there from Picasso. Lovely ball in. And good play for Philadelphia to be 2-0 up against a Hartford side that is unbeaten. Danny Flores on the ball there. Good little bit of skill. Gets the ball into Picasso. And back of the net. Beats Mandanda easily. Not the keeper had any chance of saving it. It was because he picked it right in the corner. Gave the keeper absolutely no chance. What a shock. What a surprise. Union 2 are 2-0 up against unbeaten Hartford.
Axel Picasso. A good finish there past Mandanda. Sven Gartung has to like it. Maybe the camo has to stay for a little bit longer.
It's his lucky camo.
Second goal for the club. He scored one last year. Picasso did in 19 appearances. But much like it was Philadelphia Union 2, as Sven Gartung told us, helping their opponents score goals. Tonight, it's been a little bit of Hartford doing the same. The mistake that led to the first one, but maybe the second one was just a quick little counterattack that turned into that goal.
Absolutely. The second one was a well-made goal, and credit Danny Flores out wide on the right.
Maybe a bit more ambitious effort there from outside the box. Why not?
Skip past that one. But now it's up to Philly to keep that clean sheet if they can, and certainly concede no more than one if they want to walk away with the 3 points. And given they've been beaten 5-1 and 6-0 in the last two matches, this is a big test for their defensive capabilities against a good Hartford side with Tyrik Johnson, the Southampton under-23 player up front, who can cause all sorts of trouble. So long way to go in this match. This is, this is not a long chalk over and done with, and expect Hartford to come back and put a lot of pressure on this young Philly side.
Saw Hartford score 3 goals against Loudoun on Monday night. Hartford didn't score 3 goals in a match last year until August 1st. Obviously, that's with a full season, so that's about 20 or so games. And they only scored 49 goals total. This year, they already have 4 in 2 matches. So the attack is revving up a little bit more for Hartford to start the season, but haven't seen much of them tonight here in the opening 18 minutes.
They've got Ever Guzman. They signed him from San Antonio, and he's a leading scorer in the history of San Antonio. So, with Ever Guzman and Tyrik Johnson, who we've mentioned from Southampton, they've got 2 up front that if they get service to those 2, they're going to cause this young Philly side all sorts of problems.
He asked Radi Jaidi about the attack. So the personnel and the players is important, bringing in those 2 up top with Johnson and Guzman. definitely very important for this Hartford side. Also talked about the change of culture with this club. Obviously just their second year of existence in the USL Championship. Moving on from Jimmy Nielsen last year. Bringing in Radi Jaidi. So far so good, but tonight, not the same results that we've seen in the first two.
So far.
So far.
It's
Still a
only
long
20
way to go.
minutes.
Long way to go.
Long way. With this Hartford side and the players they have and the experience, this is still going to be, I would think, still a very, very tough match for the Union 2. There's Jaidi. Yeah, you might recognize those who've watched English Premier Football game back, I would guess, to the 90s, might remember him as a big central defender at Bolton and Southampton.
Spent time in Birmingham as well. So you really saw the whole country from top to bottom.
Yeah, Bolton's in the north, Birmingham in the middle, and Southampton in the south. You're right.
Rogers on this near side from London. Must be a corner kick at will for Hartford. Could be conceding that corner kick.
17 years of age, Dante Huckabee. Big test for him, as it is for all those youngsters in the back.
A lot of U17 players for Philadelphia Union 2, while their first team is still at the MLS's back tournament. They're in action tonight against New England. Of course, bringing some extra players down there, the first team, to help them in case of injuries in the bubble. Here's Johnson now to swing this in. There's the back post. It was Martino flying out of his goal. Barrera keeps it alive. The cross coming in, the header on, header out. Goal kick. Well work though there by Hartford, trying to get something going in the attack.
Yeah, decent cross right into the sort of danger area, and perhaps Ben Martino might have been better off trying to punch that. Barrera pulling the strings around the edge of the box there. Keeper's come and he's trying to catch it under a lot of pressure, and a good punch might have been a better option for him. In the end, no damage done.
Johnson swarmed immediately when he got possession. It's immediately conceded there by Philly.
It's good physical effort by the young Philly side. They're getting stuck in and they're winning their fair share of 50-50s. Let's hope they can keep it going for the entire match. But very impressed with these youngsters in the first 22 minutes.
Fans, don't miss Hartford Athletics' next match as they head on the road on Wednesday, July 29th to take on Indy 11. Tune in on MyTV9 at 7 p.m. For tickets to upcoming home matches, go to hartfordathletic.com/tickets. And that match against Indy 11, boy, that'll be a tough one for this Hartford side. Indy, I think they probably are the best in the East right now, just based on results, and maybe even the best in the USL Championship as well. They have looked really good since the restart.
Absolutely have. Was it Pittsburgh they beat 1-0 with that goal in the dying moments? And that's a good Pittsburgh side as well. But I mean, if you're a Hartford fan, you've got to be excited by the likes of Tyrik Johnson joining and Parfait Mandonda in goals. And you've got to think, well, hang on a sec, we could do something this season. If they are going to do something, I would think they're going to have to come back in this match and get the 3 points. And that's the big task. That's the focus right now. Future games is one thing. Right now for coach Radi Jaidi, it's all about coming back from a very surprisingly poor start for them, giving the first goal away, and then a good second goal by Union 2, and here they are 2-0 down. What a shock.
Rogers again. You get by Huckabee, he does, gets the cross away. Martino got his hands on it, headed back towards goal. A little bit too high, looked like Johnson was there. Just couldn't put it on frame.
Keeper does well to punch it, doesn't get it away from the danger area, but he certainly gets it far enough so that Johnson found it difficult to head it back into the net. But have a look at Arthur Rogers down that right-hand side, causing some problems here. He's got good pace, gets in and he whips that ball in. Keeper does well, and Johnson tries to head it into an empty net. In fact, heads it over in the end. Expect more from someone who's a Southampton U23 player than he would have at least hit target. But the pressure beginning to build, you would think, from Hartford.
So they roll out past the end line. Hartford Athletic is thrilled to have the Tavern downtown and Republic Gastropub as restaurant partners. Be sure to visit their websites for more information on dining and takeout to support our local restaurants. Talking about Tyrik Johnson, he played for Coach Jaidi for the Southampton under-23s, of course. He actually made his Premier League debut in 2018. It was a 3-2 win against Arsenal. He's been on loan with Woking FC, scored 2 goals before coming over to Hartford. Good challenge by Strong, and it's out for a corner kick as Picasso takes a moment to get up on his feet.
Could very easily say it's a strong challenge because he really did. He did catch Picasso there. Fair challenge. You've got to be careful when you go for the ball there and the defender's about to make that challenge. You're going to get your legs caught, and it is a fair challenge, but he certainly felt that, Picasso.
Once again, it'll be Jack Mcglynn to stand over this set piece. Donda, quick to it. He's always looking to distribute quickly, and he does once again. And it might work out. Here's Guzman. Johnson's in the middle. That is well done by Harriel to win that ball back for Philly Union, too. Otherwise, that might have been another goal on a goalkeeper assist for Hartford.
I think Harriel watched the video of that New York Red Bulls conceding the goal against Mandanda's long kick, and he thought, not going to happen on my watch. I think likewise Ben Martino stayed in goals, didn't get sort of seduced to come out and try and win that ball, left it to the fullback to deal with it. That's exactly what Nathan Harriel did.
Another giveaway in the midfield. Rabadan. Wide for Picasso. Quick feet from the youngster. Now Mcglynn. Spell of possession here for Philadelphia. It's Picasso again. Huckabee on the overlap. This one thumped clear. This one stay in play. It will. It just has to be knocked out of play by Ofemu.
Important for Hartford to keep the energy up here, to keep pressing, to keep probing that Philly defense. Take it easy at 2-0 down. You've got to get yourself back in the match. Once you get that first goal, Hartford, then everything flows from there. But while there's still a 2-goal gap, a little bit of a mountain to climb.
See number 8 in green and blue, Mads Jorgensen. He's good from basically anywhere on the field, but usually when it's outside the box. Silva will take one on. There will be a foul in the end on Silva. That's what Mads Jorgensen does. Just comes up, takes it on from wherever he wants, pretty much. Powerful right foot on Jorgensen. That time, though, was Silva. A player down for Philadelphia.
It's a bit of a knock there that Silva gave out. The ref has called him over to have a little word. Yep, he has. He's going to give him a yellow card for the tackle. He's trying to explain to Thomas Snyder that really wasn't his fault, nothing he could do about it, but the referee says, oh, no matter what you're saying, I'm giving you the yellow, which means that from now on, he's going to have to tread lightly, Mateus. So, well, let's have a look, see what we can figure out from this. Here's the shot, comes back.
Maybe a stray arm.
Maybe it was a head on the back. Was it Nathan Harriel, maybe, that he hit?
Yeah, it looked like it was Harriel who was down. He is still down.
Hasn't been a good first half. Mateus Silva. It was his pass that led, his stray pass to Kevin Powless that led to the first goal by Shintu. And now he's on a yellow card, which means that he's going to have to be extremely careful of every tackle he makes from now on.
This will be our hydration break for the first half. Well, Ethan Harriel is still down on the field. We talked about Roddy Jaidi coming over from the Southampton under-23s, but it's been a pretty good journey for him to get here. This is his first senior team coaching job. We talked about it as he puts his mask on. Well done there by the coaching staff. But here's his timeline. Of course, coming over from the under-23s at Southampton as their head coach, but we talked about his playing career. Really good with Tunisia, 2 World Cups. He was a really good player. And of course at Southampton for those few years under the tutelage of some really good managers, and then coming over here to Hartford, and he hopes that this can kind of boost his career in coaching. Got his first career win up against New York Red Bulls there at Red Bull Arena just last week. And a pretty good head man to have and an experienced soccer mind.
And a tough man. He was a big, strong centre half. He could knock you over, and you know, I think he'll get these guys fighting and pushing, and he will not accept anything less than 100% from them. That's why I say a long way to go in this match. I expect Hartford to really come firing back and to put these young Union 2 players under all sorts of pressure. And their manager is that sort of guy. He'll get in your face, tough and strong.
Team's back out on the field after a quick hydration break.
Talking about Southampton, they have a sort of informal link, don't they now, Hartford and Southampton?
Yeah.
So that's great for any good US-based players playing at Hartford. At least you've got that dream that maybe you can get yourself to the EPL, or even just go there and train with them, and any exchange of information and coaches and players like Tyrik Johnson it's got to be a massive boost for all the players at Hartford.
We'll see later on tonight, Orange County is in action against Phoenix. They have that link, Orange County does, with Rangers in Scotland. So a few of those popping up around the USL and American soccer. It's pretty cool to see, because obviously European soccer is so big and widely watched, of course, across the world, but also across this country, getting bigger and bigger.
And also, it's a good example of how to behave when you play in Europe. Let's just watch this and see what happens. Okay, I can keep talking. There's a bad pass, but you know, you want kids from America to go to Europe and to see the intensity with which they live and breathe the sport in England and Spain and Italy and France, you name it, all those countries. It is massive. And if you're going to go over there and compete, you've got to have a sense of what is expected of you. That's why all these sort of connections between clubs here and those in Europe I think is fantastic for the game. And as I said, opens up that opportunity for young kids here to see a route to get themselves to Europe.
On the bench tonight for Philadelphia Union 2 is the youngster Brandon Craig. He actually had an invitation to try out at Liverpool just a year ago. So some of these players are getting opportunities just to go over there for at least a trial, just to see what it's like. Whether that be to trial yourself or going over with a youth national team just to play in a different country against people from different countries. It's a good experience for these young players.
It's something I did at 17, leaving South Africa to go and have a trial at Ipswich initially before I went to Manchester United. And you got no idea what the culture's like until you go there and you see it. It's mind-blowing.
Opportunity coming for Philly. This one not on target. A long run there. Like it was Issa Ryan wearing the face mask tonight.
Did so well, Issa Ryan. He got all the way there, and then his shot just did nothing. It didn't even make the keeper have to make a save. It was a poor end. What was a really decent run by Issa Ryan.
Comes Philly again. And another giveaway. There's Jorgensen in the middle. Haven't said his name a whole lot tonight. He gets on the ball and rolls it wide for Rogers.
sitting deep, Philly, aren't they?
Over the top, Guzman, can he bring this under control? Martino takes it basically right off his forehead. Was able to dispel the pressure.
Good play by the goalkeeper, picked his moment perfectly there. Take that one off Eva Guzman's head, but I was just saying that they dropped very deep, but they had no pressure on the ball, and that's a dangerous situation. You've got to have somebody closing down, anyone on the ball. Otherwise, they can just take their time and pick out a pass like that that can do you harm.
Especially when you have guys like Guzman and Tyrik Johnson who can get in behind that back line. A ball like that could be dangerous for Philly moving forward. Here they're in the attack once again. Pollitt's there to knock it clear. Heavy challenge. Just go out for a throw, and 10 minutes to go until halftime.
I think it was a fair challenge. Took the ball, and then the player came afterwards, but let Axel Picasso again getting sort of rough end of a defender's tackle. And we said, we're chatting about it earlier, that coach Sven Gartung said that their pre-season friendly was a physical one and one in which his players got bullied. Well, we've seen Picasso take a couple of knocks here. It wasn't a foul, to be fair to Mateus Silva. Look how big and strong he is. And that's the difficulty for these young Philly players. They're coming up against mature men who can give a good knock when they have to. Just this moment again, watch Picasso, he slightly overruns it, and yeah, he does get the ball, Mateus Silva, but he's a bit of player as well.
He clipped him on the follow through.
He did.
Gonna start a counterattack. Ryan with the foul. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our Community Champion program, children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. So we'll stay in play down that far touchline. Jorgensen. Good through ball looking for Guzman. He might be in on goal here. The defense closing in quickly. It looked like it was Ofemu there to knock it away.
That's a wonderful ball from Jorgensen. Absolutely stunning. Eva Guzman would like that back again because he's got through and somehow hasn't been able to accelerate away from the defenders who did a great job dispossessing him there. He's a good finisher, Eva Guzman, but maybe not the quickest anymore at 32 years of age. What a lovely ball through from Jorgensen. You hadn't mentioned his name much, but when you did, it was for a very good reason.
Don't forget to download the official Hartford Athletic mobile app, available for Apple and Android phones. It's the one-stop shop for all things Hartford Athletic and the easiest way to manage your tickets. Go to hartfordathletic.com/app.
Just seeing Sam Strong there getting stuck in as well. He's letting these youngsters know that he's around, as did Mateus Silva. And it's a big challenge when you're a young player and you're getting kicked and pushed and shoved, and you've got to stand up to it and you've got to be brave, and it's easier said than done.
It's tough. A lot of these players for Philly haven't finished growing yet. They're going up against grown men on the other side.
Yeah,
it's part of that development process.
Mischic, 17 years of age, and he's got two huge big center halves kicking lumps out of him whenever they can, so he's going to have to be very brave. But that's the test. That's why Sven Gartung wants these games for his players. He wants them to be tested. He wants to see who raises a hand and said, hey, I can take the knocks, coach. I can do this. I want to be a top-class player, and I'm going to show you how.
Ball clip forward, onside, a strike. Oh, it's a goal for Hartford. A beautiful strike on the ball over the top. And Hartford able to pull one back.
That's a fantastic finish. Gabriel Torres there with a lovely left foot strike. It was a beautiful ball in as well that was played to him. Yeah, and we said that Hartford would start putting the pressure on and they would keep pushing and prodding and seeing if they can get a breakthrough from this young Philly side, and they eventually have. Let's have a look at it again. Danny Barrera with this lovely little ball. Oh, great first touch from Gabby Torres there, and he smacks that into the back line. That's what's crucial, is the first touch. If that first touch isn't right, he doesn't get to strike it, but he brings it down nice and quickly, volleys that. Wonderful goal there from Hartford.
They're able to pull one back with about 5 minutes to go until halftime. The 23-year-old Brazilian. Gabriel Torres playing Division II college soccer at the University of the District of Columbia. Spent some time in the NPSL with Chattanooga FC, his last club, and now here in the USL Championship, and it's his first goal for Hartford Athletic. Did have an assist earlier this season as well.
Game on now, isn't it? 1 goal difference. You expect a older, more experienced, and so far 100% team like Hartford to keep putting that pressure on. Now we're going to see what these youngsters are made of.
Tight space. The referee says they got ball, and Martino will grab that.
Home fans are not happy. They're not happy with the referee's decision here. Let's have a look. Eva Guzman there on the ball. Is he brought down? Well, no, it seemed like Jamoy Topi got his toe on the ball, so I didn't see a foul there.
With less fans, you can hear a little bit more, can't you? Hartford Athletic fans, be sure to vote for your Cigna Man of the Match on Twitter using hashtag Cigna, MOTM. Gabby Torres may be a good shout for Man of the Match, at least for Hartford Athletic so far. That goal to put them back in this match. Played down the line. Rogers. It's knocked out for a throw-in.
There's been some good defending from Union 2, really well done, and these team in white have been chasing, closing down, but put a lot of energy into it. My only concern for the second half is if their energy levels start to run down. Fortunately, there's 5 subs, so you can make a lot of changes, although Shintu going off has already used up one of those subs, but they really have worked so hard, these young players, to close down Hartford at every opportunity.
Jorgensen. And they played in a wide position. And Martino will make the catch. It's a really quick ball that came in from Johnson.
It's a good catch from Ben Martino there. Good hands, pluck it out the air, kill the pressure as he's done. Wind the clock down a bit and then smack it down the pitch.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
Sitting deep now, Philly, look at it. It's a low block for them in their final third and trying to close down the lines. So there's no space.
Jorgensen, he likes it outside the box, and there's another one! Hartford equalize, and Jorgensen another rocket.
That's an unbelievable strike. Not so sure about the goalkeeping there. Have to check Ben Martino, did it go under his body, but this is amazing. Matt Jorgensen scored 5 last season, all 5 from outside the box, and he's done it again. A great strike, make no mistake about that. Lots of power behind it. Just wondering if it took a deflection on the way or whether the keeper could have done more. Let's have a look. Ball gets knocked in, it gets headed out. Jorgensen onto it, no pressure on Jorgensen. Yeah, maybe here we'll see it now. He does have a little bit of a bend on it, but nonetheless, fancy Ben Martino to deal with that, at least to have pushed it out. And there was no pressure on Jorgensen. As that ball comes to him, nobody runs out and sprints and blocks him. So some poor defending. Maybe a question mark against the goalkeeper. And now we're at 2-2.
Well, was just going to say, if Philadelphia can get to the half at 2-1, you're feeling good about yourself. And then Jorgensen comes up with a big strike to level things at 2.
Well, we did say at 2-0 after 20 minutes, don't get ahead of yourself, because Hartford are a very good side and much older, experienced, more physically powerful. They were always going to come back in this match, and they've come back before half-time, which is credit to them and means that Union 2 are going to have a lot of hard work to do in the second half.
Wide for Picasso. Trying to get around Sam Strong. It's not going to happen. It would be a foul.
Some good lessons for Union 2 about the importance of defending a lead. Picasso got them the second goal. You think at 2-0 that's your aim. Keep a clean sheet. You can win this 2-0. You can even win it 2-1, but you've conceded 2 goals in the last 20 minutes, and that's what you can't really afford to do if you want to be a top team that wins trophies.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 added minutes in the first half. Stoppage time is presented by Brignall Vineyards. Pretty good chunk here of stoppage time at the end. A few injuries throughout this first half, along with the hydration break. 4 goals. There's been a lot packed into this first 45 minutes.
Oh, it's been a great 45 minutes. I mean, what a surprise start by Union 2, and how well they did to get themselves into a 2-0 lead. They've been slowly worn down by Hartford. A couple of little errors perhaps, and they've been punished. Now, if you're a betting man, you're probably looking at this match and expecting Hartford to go on second half and win it. I wouldn't write these kids off. They've been fantastic in the early part of this first half. They've taken a lot of physical battering, which Sven Gartung said he expected. That's another one. Maybe that's why he's got his camouflage on, because he wants to get into a bit of a warlike mood with for his players, because the referee's going to have a little chat here. Hartford dishing it out.
Sam Strong living up to his name.
I think Gartung just asking the referee for a little bit of protection for his young players. But, that's what they have to get used to. This is a physical game, and you have to give as good as you get, and that's what they're learning here. If you don't get stuck in yourself, if you don't use your body strength as well, then you're going to get hit time and time again. Mischic on his own up front. 17 years of age and getting absolutely battered there by Sam Strong.
Strong, his first season with Hartford Athletic, came over from Fresno FC last year. 9 appearances in a backup role. Midway through the minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first 45 minutes. Mischic. Hartford trying to start the counterattack. Connor Mcglynn. His brother Jack on the other side. 28 in green, 65 in white. The 2 Mcglynn brothers. Rogers. Barrera. Roll past the end line. And the 2 Mcglynn brothers, they both turned pro basically 6 days apart. It's a pretty cool story with both of them. Obviously, when quarantine started back in March, they both had to go home, and they both went home together to Queens. They said they compete with everything, so we always talk trash to each other. I'm sure we'll get a little bit of trash talk tonight. This has been a good matchup between these 2. But they played a lot of soccer together at home during that quarantine time. They signed their pro contract 6 days apart. They'll learn a lot from each other. They pushed each other. Their dad, Paul, is a technical director for a youth club as well. They've been talking about this moment since they were young kids, to live out their dreams and play in the same league. It's a great experience for both of them. A really cool moment for the Mcglynn family. You just never know when that opportunity will present itself.
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful to see. I'm assuming that Conor Mcglynn went to university first because to sign pro at 22.
He did. He went to CM.
Okay, whereas his brother Jack has decided at 17 he's all in to be a pro right now.
Here comes Philly again. That one before halftime, and they'll have a corner kick. Looks like Jack Mcglynn will stride over to take this.
Credit Union 2, they've bounced back. They've been pegged back to 2-2, but here they are pushing, positive, trying to be creative, trying to get stuck in. They've got some big boys there. Famu's way over 6 foot, he's about 6'4". Topi's also a big boy up front there, or defense rather, but now in the attacking position, there they are. You can see a bit of height on them. Cause some problems if this is a decent ball in.
In-swinger from Mcglynn. This is headed towards goal. It was set up nicely there. Looks like Rabadon got his head to it. That will be the last touch of this first 45 minutes, but a pretty entertaining first 45 minutes.
It's been a wonderful first 45 minutes. Massive credit to Union 2 for taking advantage of errors at the back for the first goal, scoring a lovely goal by Picasso for the second, and then slowly Hartford have ground their way back in, using their experience and strength just to get the goals they needed. And this is all set up for a fantastic second half.
All to play for in the second 45 minutes, but it was an exciting first 45 minutes. We got it started with an early goal from Philly, then they got another one before Hartford came back with 2 of their own. It's halftime here from Dillon Stadium. It's Hartford Athletic 2. It's Philadelphia Union 2.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, Bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
It's halftime here at Dillon Stadium between Hartford Athletic and Philadelphia Union 2. It was a fun first 45 minutes, 4 goals, and plenty of intrigue in that first 45 minutes. But around the USL Championship, there are new stadiums that are going to pop up all over the place. OKC Energy is looking to build a new stadium. We have Indy 11 as well. And these are just some of just part of the growth of this league and American soccer.
Oh, it's wonderful to see. It's absolutely brilliant. Soccer is growing so quickly here, and these are good stadiums. I mean, they rival stadiums in England in the sort of 3rd division. In fact, they're much better than that, come to think of it.
Look at that one right there, North Carolina.
Wow, that's stunning. I mean, there's maybe a couple of Premier Division clubs that wouldn't mind a stadium like that. So, yeah, incredible things happening in soccer in this country.
And North Carolina looking to build one for NCFC and the North Carolina Courage as well. Well, it's halftime here at Dillon Stadium. It's Hartford Athletic 2 and Philadelphia 2 as well. Let's take a look around the USL. Plenty has been going on in the championship. We'll bring you around the league right after this.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Once a community's long-term player development pathway is established, USL clubs must clearly define their talent identification strategy in collaboration with their youth network. Establishing this strategy provides local clubs and coaches the opportunity to recommend top young prospects towards the USL Academy level and eventually their local USL senior team. As players are identified, the USL Academy League is designed to provide young players the opportunity to transition from youth soccer to playing at the senior level in 3 different ways. Players most ready to make the jump to the USL Championship, League 1 and League 2 can begin their integration into a senior team by taking a part-time senior status, allowing them to train and even play at the senior level while still getting additional training and games within the USL Academy League. Top young players projected to be ready for their first integration into senior team soccer within 1 to 2 years will be encouraged to register as the full-time academy status. Players with a longer-term projection towards the USL senior team will have the flexibility to continue primarily being a part of their youth team through the part-time youth status. This will also encourage further collaboration between the youth network and the USL senior team, as coaches from both levels can work together to determine the right time to move players through that established pathway. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
Sun setting here in Hartford, Connecticut. A beautiful night as Hartford Athletic and Philadelphia Union 2 level at 2 at halftime. Let's take a look at some news and notes from around the USL Championship. It's been a busy week, and Indy 11, we talked about them earlier. That's who Hartford is going to play next. They've looked really good so far.
They look fantastic. They were good last season for most of the season and just sort of tailed off towards the end. But yeah, an exciting team, and they're one of those teams getting a new stadium as well. So happy days there at Indy 11.
And of course, they took down Pittsburgh, who saw their 25-game home unbeaten streak come to an end on Wednesday. Tyler Pasher's goal, 90+6. It was a tremendous goal at that.
It was a great strike, but you got to be gutted if it happens in the last kick of the match.
And Bruno Lapa of Birmingham Legion FC, of course, the USL Championship Week 4 Player of the Week. It's been a good start to the year for Birmingham down there in Alabama. Take a look at the midweek results. Of course, that Indy 11 1-0 win over Pittsburgh. We've talked about Philadelphia Union 2 losing 5-1 against New York Red Bulls 2. But RGV, they let one slip there at the end after they got a point back over the weekend against San Antonio.
Yeah, their 1-1 draw there. They might have wanted for more. But look at New Mexico United. Good win for them against El Paso Locomotive, and Charleston Battery with a decent win as well.
Charleston looking good as well at the start of this season, opening up their new home down there in Charleston, South Carolina. Another look at the Group F standings. So as things stand, it would still be Hartford Athletic going top, but I think they want a few more points at the end of this.
They absolutely do, because the 3 teams at the bottom all have links to MLS sides. Players will start coming back after this tournament in Florida to strengthen New York Red Bulls, Loudoun, and Union 2. So Hartford know they need to get the points in the bag now while they can. And if the next match is Indy 11, am I correct?
Yep.
Then that, as we've said already, is going to be a tough one. So yeah, second half, they're going to come out flying here and look to get all 3 points.
Philadelphia Union 2 as well, trying to not be at the bottom at the end of the night. Well, it's been a fun first 45 minutes. The second 45 minutes we hope is just as exciting. It's 2-2 at halftime here in Hartford.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Bravery has a face, a name. Like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, Bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
Getting set for the second half here from Hartford. 2-2 between Hartford Athletic and Philadelphia Union 2. Let's go back and take a look at the highlights from that first 45 minutes. And it got started just about 3 minutes in after the opening kickoff. It looked like Hartford was going right off the bat, but in the 4th minute, it was a mistake at the back here. We're not sure who exactly gets the mistake, but in the end, it was a goal for Philly.
I think it's Kevin Paulitz. The pass didn't seem that bad, but he misses the pass. Have a look there. He should have had it, but Shintu quick to jump on it and just gets caught by that Paulitz tackle. And in the end, literally, I think he was on the pitch for 6 minutes and scored a goal. So that's quite a good return rate. 1 goal every 6 minutes.
I'm sure that will do moving forward. And then in the 16th minute, this almost came out of nothing. It was just a quick little counterattack. Nice move there at the end line. And 2-0.
Yeah, Danny Flores with a lovely little bit of skill out wide. Have a look at this. But where's the marking on Picasso? Seriously? Inside the box and nobody marking him?
And it would be 2 quick goals coming for Hartford. This first one from Torres, a beautiful strike.
Oh, it's a lovely pass by Danny Barrera initially, but what a first touch to bring it down, and what a strike from Gabriel Torres. Not much that the young team defending could do.
And then a few minutes later, boy, we were setting up for this one. Mads Jorgensen, another low rocket right off of Martino and in.
Yeah, no pressure on the striker whatsoever, and I think goalkeeper might have been slightly unsighted, Ben Martino, but seems to go under his body, so not the best defensive work from Union 2, but good strike from Mads Jorgensen.
Well, the possession has been in Hartford's favor, but other than that, it's been a pretty even match overall.
Yeah, look at Philly Union. Shots on target is 3 for Union 2 versus only 2 for Hartford. Hartford with most of the possession. To be fair, it's been an even first half, which really surprised me. I thought Union 2 would have their backs against the wall, but I'm not so sure it's going to be like that in the second half. I just sense that all the impetus has switched to the home side, Hartford.
Well, we'll see if there are any big changes made in this second half. Hartford Athletic, you feel maybe a little bit more desperate for the points, but Philadelphia Union 2 at the bottom of this group. They also are trying to get out of the basement as well as the teams slowly striding back out onto the field for this second half. A lot more action going on in the USL. Louisville Sporting KC2. That's the first of 2 matches within 4 days for those 2 matches, but my eyes are in the bottom left, Orange County against Phoenix tonight.
What a wonderful game that should be. I mean, Phoenix Rising have been unbelievable the last 2 seasons. But Orange County are a strong side, and they actually should have won the match against Phoenix. when they drew 1-1 recently, and it was only a red card in the dying moments to Usl Championship that actually kept the scores level. So can't wait for that match tonight.
And Frankie Allop making his, I guess, re-coaching debut with Las Vegas Lights FC tonight. He is back in the USL Championship, taking on San Diego Loyal and Landon Donovan's side. So a lot of good action, both those matches in Group B out west. We have Philly on the field, just waiting for the home side, Hartford. And we'll see the response of this Philadelphia Union team. It was a good initial response to start the match, and then giving up those 2 goals just before halftime. Probably not what you wanted if you're Sven Garton.
No, it wasn't, and that was the pressure that Hartford put on them, and this is my concern for Danny Flores and company. In the second half, they put a lot of effort into closing down, into marking in that first half. They're going to be some tired legs, and in fact, Sven Garton telling us a day or 2 ago that he was worried about his players that played 2 really hard matches against Pittsburgh, losing 6-0, and New York Red Bulls 5-1. He felt that they were tired going into this match. So what the second half is going to be like for them, we wait and find out. But they're going to have to be strong, brave, have lots of energy, because, as we've said a few times, this Hartford team is bigger, physically stronger, and as you can see by Ever Guzman punching his hand there, that they're going to get stuck in second half, and they must feel that Union 2 are there for the taking.
No halftime substitutions for either side. Of course, there are only 2 substitution windows left for Philadelphia Union 2 after it was Shintu who went out in that first half. They still have 4 subs available, and Hartford still have all 5 subs and all 3 windows available in this second half. Former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern, excited to be with you here on this Saturday night from Hartford, Connecticut. Dillon Stadium, fans in attendance. We're looking forward to this second 45 minutes. There's the whistle underway. The teams, of course, switch ends. And here we go. It's all for the taking in this second half. There's Rabadon on the ball, and Philly will look to keep some possession here to start this second half. Martino in goal tonight. Giveaway there on the midfield. Hartford look forward with Jorgensen. The Dane.
Pressure there by Philly. They were just hunting for that ball. They got the turnover.
A couple defenders converging there.
In the end, a bit isolated up front. But again, white shirts, look at them all there. They've got another turnover. It's a good, positive, attacking play there by this young side.
Still going in the shot. This will just trickle out past that end line and out for a goal kick.
Let's rather ignore the shot, because there's not much to say about that. But positive. Cuzzo and company there, yeah, he feels he could have maybe connected better with that strike, but credit to him and the rest of them for hunting in packs, closing Hartford down, not sitting back waiting for Hartford to come at them. Rather, they're going to go at Hartford, and that's the spirit.
Here come Hartford forward. Once again intercepted. Will knock it right back where it came from. Will send it back to Hartford.
I think something else we have to say about Union 2 as we watch the free kick about to be taken is that they've lost a couple of players to the first team squad, players who would normally be playing, the likes of Cole Turner, Matty Freeze. Those are players that they would expect, that Sven Gartung there in the picture would expect to have, and have gone away with the first team squad. So he's been left with a lot of youngsters, and that's put extra pressure on his team.
He says he's in constant conversation with Jim Curtin, the first team head coach, Ernst Tanner. The club sees the big picture, so the results, you have to take them with maybe a bit of a grain of salt. but at the same time, you definitely don't want to be losing 11-1 in 2 matches.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I don't think... a sliding tackle on that there. Not happy. Ariel bouncing back from what looked like barely a touch. But yeah, just to pick on your point, no one expects Union 2 to go on and win trophies. It's young kids progressing and learning, but at the same time, it doesn't help them if they get beaten 5 and 6. You know, if you get beat 1 and 2 and you end with a shout against men older than you, and he's just... Ever Guzman just playing around there saying, hey, don't go falling over when I barely touch you.
He's the elder statesman on the field tonight.
He is, I think 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah. He's like nearly 15 years older than most of these players. But that's it. For Union 2, it's just not to get beat by too much, because big thumpings just do not help young players' confidence.
Sven Gartang also telling us you can see the improvement, see what they're trying to build. Just might be a little bit slower, especially during these trying times. A whole lot of factors, these young players just coming in. Not from the U17s, have been used so far since the restart. Once the MLS's back tournament is over, that roster complexion might start to change just a little bit.
Just on that point, it's one thing saying we're developing players, but if you've gone home to parents at 17 and said, hey, we lost 6-0, but all's good, we're developing nicely, it doesn't work that way. It takes a big knock on your self-confidence.
It's a tough sell.
Yeah, it's a tough sell. Yeah, absolutely. So, but today, much better Union 2. Look at this. I mean, I wouldn't have thought they would have been in a shutout against Hartford. I thought Hartford would be way up by now. They're 2-2. They so far have given as good as they've got. It's really impressive. And if they keep playing like this, Sven Gartung and others will be so happy with the development of these young men.
Sven Gartung also told us he wants quick passes, pass the ball around quickly, and say that's easier to say than maybe do. But so far tonight, I mean, they're passing around them pretty well.
But it's one way to stop players kicking you is quick passing. But it's easier said than done. Barcelona can do it, but at this level, you've got to pass quickly. You've got to be aware of everyone around you. You've got to see the picture before you get the ball. It takes a lot of skill. And these players, maybe it's a skill that they're still learning.
Here's Flores, room to work forward. It's wide for Ryan. They get a cross away. He does. Mandanda's there. He's always quick to try to distribute. He does once again as he rolls this one out.
Good hands from Mandanda there. He comes and plucks it out there nice and cleanly. That's what you want from your goalkeeper, that you can trust him to come and help you out when that ball's in the air.
Were you quick to start a counterattack?
I loved it. Always loved to come and catch the ball in the air, because you know that the attacking side have thrown everything forward and they can be vulnerable. So another knock here for Philly 2.
Like it's Harriel. He was down in the first half as well.
And he's a player that Sven Gartung was telling us he's so excited to see more of. He thinks he's got great potential at 19 years of age.
It's his second season with Bethlehem Steel last year, Philadelphia Union 2 this year. Just the rebrand. He made 23 appearances, made his debut all the way back in March of 2019 against North Carolina. He's been called up to a bunch of youth teams. He was actually going to call up to the U23s before COVID shut everything down. Promising youngster for this Philadelphia Union 2 side and really the whole club.
Something else of interest that Sven Gartung was doing is he's rotating the captaincy. In the first match, it was Axel Picasso, and then it was Zach Zandi, and today it's Issa Ryan. And he said he just wants to give players the chance to be leaders on the field. So that's a very interesting sort of exercise to pick different players, and he lets the players pick as well. So they say to him who they think should lead them for the next game.
Zach Zandi not in the 18 tonight. He might be out for a couple of weeks. Talk about the elder statesman. He's 24. He is the oldest player on this team.
Right now, the oldest player actually out on the pitch is a 20-year-old.
Another shot coming, and Hartford take the lead. It's Eber Guzman. Well, he scored a lot of goals at San Antonio. He already has 2 now for Hartford.
It's a good strike, isn't it? I'm just not quite sure how he beats Ben Martino at the near post. But Eber Guzman is, you're right, what a goal scorer he has been for San Antonio. Got all the experience in the world there, and put Ben Martino beaten now for the 3rd time. I'd like to see exactly how that happened. Here we go. Let's have a closer look. Some good skills there. Ball played through. Again, it's Danny Barrera with a through ball. Just not sure that the keeper maybe should have been tighter on his near post. Maybe left too much of a gap there, but either way, good strike from Eber Guzman. And as expected, and we knew it was likely to happen, Hartford have slowly got their way back into this match, and now they're in the lead.
There's 2 quick goals from Philly, and then obviously everything has been Hartford since. Guzman, right where he left off from last year. 8 goals and an assist in 25 appearances for San Antonio. Part of that new look attack for this Hartford Athletics side. Of course, he scored the goal on the assist from Parfait Mandanda.
Happy with that. The second goal, we saw the first one, didn't we? The long ball from Mandanda against New York Red Bulls. So Guzman with a good scoring start to the season.
Turn. Samir Miscic was trying to get one off quick, and now might be a counterattack opportunity for Hartford. It's Tyrik Johnson for Hartford Athletic. He goes down. And the referee, Thomas Snyder, says play on.
Look on Tyrik's face, he can't believe it, and it looked like it was a penalty at first glance. The referee's a lot closer, so maybe he can spot it. Of course, no VAR, you can't give it and then let VAR help you out. As the referees, you've got to make it a clear decision, and if you're in any doubt, the answer has to be no. And Thomas Snyder decided it was no, but Tyrik, just by the look on his face, seemed to think it was an absolute penalty.
Here he is on the ball again. Out. It will be a corner kick. Let's go back and look at that penalty shown just a moment ago. He's still talking about it, but here it is.
So a little ball through, gets himself into the box, plays the ball. I didn't see too much either, to be honest. Yeah, the reactions wasn't enough to say that he was tripped. I thought he could have gone on and actually had a shot.
He was apoplectic there. A couple players down, 3 Philly subs waiting. We'll stoppage here for just a moment.
It's an important phase of the game for Union 2 now that they've lost the lead and their backs are against the wall. They don't want to concede. As we've said it a few times already, they conceded 5 and 6 in the last year. They don't want to go and concede another 5. And yet you can see those tired legs. I mentioned it at half-time. They worked so hard first half, Union 2. I felt they were going to show all sorts of stress and strain in the second half, and that's the way it looks. And you don't want all their hard work and good work from the first half to go to waste with the poor second half. But I worry for them. The pressure from Hartford is increasing, and the home fans are getting super excited, and that's more pressure for this young Philly side.
Subs readying for Philadelphia Union 2 when Thomas Snyder allows it.
Some stretching. We have to be fair, this has been a very quick restart. Most of these players weren't match fit coming in. They were fit but not match fit. It's a different thing. And they've had 2 games a week. It's a lot of stress and strain on bodies, and especially young bodies, which is why these youngsters are probably showing more of the strains than the more experienced older players of Hartford.
Guard time to make a few changes here. Looks like that's Axel Picasso. Looks to be in a bit of pain.
Struggling there. He has taken a few knocks this season, with this game rather. We've seen him go down twice in the first half with knocks. Picasso, I think that third one could be the final one for him. Harry also struggling with a knock a few minutes ago.
Here come the subs. So coming in will be Brandon Craig, Quinn Sullivan, and Paxton Aronson. 3 16-year-olds. Paxton Aronson, the younger brother of Brendan Aronson, who's a bright young star for the first team. They'll be in action tonight, of course, against the New England Revolution. Mischich will come out, along with Picasso and Nathan Harriel as well. Those are three pretty, I mean, you say experienced, but those are three players who have seen a decent amount of action in just their short stints with the club. Three players who are making their first debuts this season. And for Brandon Craig, this is it right here, his pro debut. Number 50 in white. And it will be a corner kick for Hartford. Swung in. It's still bouncing around. Guzman brings it down. This might be an opportunity. Guzman took that on the volley. Can Johnson keep this in? He cannot. He'll go out for a throw-in. Well, Philly just couldn't quite clear it there.
Ever Guzman with a chance to hit target, and he flashes it wide. A player of his ability, I thought he'd make the goalkeeper work. Again, pressing all coming from Hartford, and the legs of Union 2 getting more and more tired and more desperate as we head into the final third of the match.
See the subs remaining, just one left for Philadelphia Union 2, and they do have that one window available. This one sent in, quickly cleared away. Goal scorer Gabby Torres. Looks like maybe setting up for a long throw-in. Just take it short.
But whatever your average age was, the start of the match
just went down.
With Shintu at 23 going off and 3 16-year-olds coming on, it's gone way down again.
Going to start a counterattack is Flores. With Jack Mcglynn spraying it out wide for Sullivan. Aronson was making the run. He'll get the ball. Ball for Sullivan again in the middle. Just couldn't quite work that correctly. Torres gets taken down. It will be a foul.
Some extra energy come on for Union 2. They were really struggling, but the changes they've made immediately. You can see fresh legs closing down, running. The energy lifts in the side, and they needed it. 3-2 down, they just needed that. So it was a good change by Sven Gartung. And he has spoken before about his concern about bringing on 16 and 17-year-olds against men, because you don't want to give them 90 minutes. You want to give them, 30 minutes, because it's just too much to ask at 16. That's probably why these kids didn't start the match and why they come on at this stage of the game.
Away in the middle. Here's Aronson. Taken down. It will be a free kick for Philadelphia.
Kevin Paulet's there giving away the free kick, and if the score remains, he'll be a very relieved man after that error in the 3rd minute that led to the opening goal. Errors are forgotten when you win games. They only get picked out when you lose.
Though Radi Jaidi has been talking about performance, sometimes the 3 points isn't enough. He's been really keying in on those performances.
That's true. If they make those same mistakes that they've made today, they make them against Indy 11, it could be a completely different outcome.
Played Pittsburgh still 3 times this season. For the odds makers favorite to win Group F. Of course, the top 2 advance to the knockout stage. This one clipped in. It's the top of the box, a swing and a miss. Aronson on the turn. Montanda just watched that go wide. Just had to be sure.
A little bit of agility from the goalkeeper, though I thought he came for the cross and didn't get it. Lucky to get away with that. And now Hartford with the sub.
It will be Dre Dees to come on. And Ever Guzman, good night for him. A goal scorer to give Hartford the lead. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, not convinced about the near post. The keeper might have given him a little bit of a gap, but credit to him that he picked that gap and fired it into the goal. Fantastic finish there from Ever Guzman. It's been a decent evening for him, getting that goal. Danny Barrera once again with the service.
Guzman departs. A short week before they go to Indy 11 this week as well. They'll be on the 29th. It's Flores in the middle. Craig. This is pass intercepted. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your team and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Playing in behind. Player down behind the play.
It's another injury for Union 2. This was the concern for Sven Gartung, that his young players were going to take a lot of physical knocks in this match, but that's what the game's about.
It's Jack Mcglynn. And the yellow card goes to his brother. How about that? You saw a little smile from his face.
It's a tough game. That's what, you know, just what you're going to learn if you're young Jack Mcglynn. There's no favors, not even from your brother. He'll kick you if he has to.
Well, he said there'd be some trash talk, and there he was going into the book. The Mcglynn family will talk about that over dinner soon.
Spell of play here by Union 2. They're knocking it around nicely. And they haven't given up the ghost. Well, that wasn't the best, but they haven't sort of gone 3-2 behind and gone, that's it, we're done. They've fought back. There's some tired legs out there, but they're really putting in a shift. I'm sure that coach Sven Gartung is going to be very happy with what he's seen so far. It really has been a super effort from these young kids.
Abadan commits the foul. Let's go back and look at that foul on Mcglynn. Mcglynn on Mcglynn crime. There it is. The two brothers clashing into each other, and a little smile.
It wasn't nasty, but there was a little bit of a foot left in there. But
meanwhile, back the other way, Hartford in the attack. You had a feeling they'd come together at some point tonight.
Well, if they're both in midfield, it's absolutely very likely. And it's a good lesson for Jack Mcglynn, as I said. No one's going to do you favors, not even your own brother.
Hartford Athletic would like to recognize another founding partner in Cigna, presenting partner of the Every State Save Matters program, where for each save made by a Hartford Athletic goalkeeper, Cigna donates money to Team Impact, allowing children with debilitating injuries or diseases to join a college or pro team for the season. In 2019, Cigna donated $10,000 to Team Impact. ties the ball real quick, give it back to Tyrik Johnson for the corner kick. Another in-swinger from Johnson. Silva's up for it. It was off the crossbar, but looked like a foul. Send it back the other way.
That was a good header there from Mateus Silva. Absolutely brilliant. Got up big and strong. And it wasn't him who did the fouling. The fouling came from somewhere else. I think you can see a couple of bodies go down in the middle of the box. And that hits the crossbar and comes out. Again, physically stronger and more dominant are Hartford. And the job's not done at 3-2. The job is not done. They need another goal just to give them a little bit of a cushion. Because this plucky Union 2 side are going to keep going, you would think, right into the end. And you know, right now, Hartford have to realize that 3 points is an absolute must.
Yeah, it looked like a handball there.
Especially when they're coming up against Indy 11 and Pittsburgh, and they know those are going to be really tough games. So they have to finish this off. They have to be professional. They have to put Union 2 to the sword. And at 3-2, it's still delicately balanced.
Thank you to our partners who have donated their tickets back to the community to allow those who otherwise could not attend. We'd like to thank 4G Recycling, Citizens Bank, The Tavern Downtown, and BPS Lawyers. About 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Hartford getting that goal through Ever Guzman in this second half to take a 3-2 advantage. Philadelphia Union 2 was a mistake in the back by Hartford, and then a quick counterattack goal that got them on the score sheet at 2-0, so you know that they can nip one quick.
If you're not happy about something, he's having a word. Whistle's been blowing a few times. He's done well, the referee. Thomas Snyder kept things in control, and important for him to protect the youngsters so there's no nasty tackles. And to be fair to Hartford, they've been physically strong, especially Sam strong, but they've never been nasty, and I think that's important for the referee to ensure.
Hard physical play by this Hartford team.
And that's expected, and it's fair. That's what the Union 2 side are going to come up against throughout the rest of their careers, so they need to get used to it.
Ryan kept himself on side. Couldn't quite get by Torres. Misplaced back pass there. Martino has to go and claim it. Back across the middle. There's a risk in that.
Good pressure there from Hartford. They know that this young side will be tiring, so they want to pressurize them, high press, close them down, and let them play out of the defense and use the last 20 minutes to preserve their lead, and they'll be hoping to extend it by a goal or two.
Goal differential, of course, in this group stage format, very important. Tyrik Johnson trying to slip this in just a little bit too heavy. Martino off his line.
Great idea, wasn't it, from Tyrik Johnson? As you said quite rightly, the ball played was too heavy, but you can see his awareness and trying to get passes that break that back line. Nearly came off.
Taken away by Torres. Continue his run down this near side. Barrera. Sam Strong keeps the ball moving wide. It's Rogers. Shot, it looked like it hit Jamoy Topi there, and he went down.
stomach. I think just winded him. It's a terrible thing when that happens. You can't breathe. You're battling to get air into your body. Just a case of just waiting. The air will come in naturally eventually, but for a few minutes there, it's not a pleasant feeling. I'm assuming the referee just give a drop ball there to the home side.
There will be a hydration break as well. Which means for both of these teams to figure things out for the last 17 minutes. For Hartford, that's preserving this advantage. For Philly, that's trying a way back into this match. There's been plenty of action in this match so far. Let's go back all the way to the beginning. The 4th minute, the sun was still shining. And Philadelphia Union 2 were able to grab an early goal. Yomi Shintu.
Kevin Paulet's missing the ball completely. Shintu just tucking it into the net past the keeper. Kevin Paulet's just taking his eye off the ball and it just bounced over his leg. And then, surprisingly enough, if 1-0 wasn't a big enough shock, this was a lovely little bit of skill out wide here from Danny Flores, and he pulls it back to an unmarked Picasso. Unmarked in the box, and he just tucks it into the corner. I mean, a real surprise at that stage.
But Hartford would have a response. Barrera, the first of his 2 assists. This one to Gabby Torres.
Oh, it's a great strike. Great first touch, brings it down. Lovely volley into the back of the net. Then this one from Mads Jorgensen from way out. The ball's going to come out. No pressure on him whatsoever. And perhaps goalkeeper a little bit unsighted. Ben Martino perhaps could have done better, at least just to get a block on the ball. And then we were level.
And then the second half. Teams, of course, switch ends. Ever Guzman, first time near post.
Yeah, again, goalkeeper perhaps just slightly out of position. Might have question marks against him there, but good finish from Ever Guzman. And slowly they fought their way back, Hartford, and you can see Coach Rodi Jahidi just saying to them, this job isn't done. I'm not happy at 3-2. I want that insurance goal. I want you to dominate this match. And I want you to make sure you win this comfortably. And as they should do, they're a much older, much more experienced team. And as we've said before a few times, this last 15 minutes, I think we're going to see some very tired legs on Union 2.
Looks like we're going to get a sub. This one for Hartford. Arthur Rogers will be the one to come out. And Alex Lara will come on. A 21-year-old from Azusa, California. The second sub and the second substitution window for Hartford.
Yeah, that's why you love to have fans. You can applaud the fans. Well, the players are delighted that the fans are back. Maybe not in the numbers they would like, but just it adds so much to your energy to have friends, family, and supporters watching the game live.
Here's Torres towards the back post. Martino punches that one away. Barrera will send it in again. Craig there to clear it. Dre Dees. Cycle it around the back. Visit HartfordAthletic.com to see our pub partners and make sure to pay them a visit and support our local restaurants and bars. This year, our pub partners include Tavern Downtown, Republic Gastropub, and City Steam Brewery in Hartford. TK's in Danbury, Roberto's Log Cabin in Lebanon, and Callahan's Bolorama in Newington. Barrera, he likes on his left foot, curling effort, and out of play, trying to match his teammate Tyrik Johnson from the other night.
Yeah, didn't quite get that one right, did he, Danny Barrera? And he has put some beautiful balls in this match and previous games, but that wasn't one of his finer moments. He had a couple of options to his left-hand side that he might have been better advised to use. But you can't take away his pass to Gabriel Torres for the first goal for Hartford tonight. What a beautiful ball it was.
There's something left in this match for Philly. They got those 2 early goals. They're up 2-0. Haven't had much in terms of attack since. This rolls out for a throw-in. Right back to Hartford. Well, The USL Championship looks toward August with one final nationally televised match in July. An early contest for Group E supremacy takes center stage as St. Louis FC and Indy 11 look to create early separation from the rest of the group. St. Louis FC and Indy 11, Sunday, July 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Flores, he'll win a corner kick here. Set piece opportunity for Philly.
Some lovely flowing football there from Philly. So they're still managing to find energy, these youngsters. And that was a lovely play from way in their own half all the way to this point where they get a corner kick and they can get the likes of Efemu and Topi up front. See if they can get on the end of this.
Mcglynn flicked along towards the back post. Oh, it just went wide. Not far away. I don't think Mandanda knew much about that.
Yeah, that was a great touch there at the near post, and there was nobody at the far post to finish it off. Just shows you there's life in this young Union 2 side yet, and that would be the message to Hartford and why they need that insurance goal. Is anything could happen in these final 11, 12 minutes, regulation minutes, and you don't want to take chances if you're Hartford. You want to kill this game off, but credit to these young players. They've really put in a fantastic performance tonight, and but for a few little errors in the back, they could very well be leading. That'll make Sven Gartung a lot happier. The 6-0 thumping by Pittsburgh, they got totally hammered, and even New York Red Bulls, they went from 1-1 down to 5-1. But in this match, we've seen a much tougher Philly side, and one in which their supporters can be really proud.
Flores missed the foul there on the captain, Barrera.
Giving some of their own medicine. They've been kicked around for this match, and the youngsters getting stuck in as well. Saying, yeah, we can also be tough when we have to.
Sure, Hartford's good for it.
Yeah, wouldn't expect anything less in matches. You know you're going to take a few knocks every single game you play.
Ease goes down. A free kick awarded. See if they take this quick. No, it's going to be Mads Jorgensen. I was wondering if he was eyeing this one, maybe a little bit outside of his range.
Oh, it's a
you never know.
It's a long, what was it, 35 yards out? It's it shouldn't beat the keeper from there, no matter what, unless it takes a deflection. But we've seen him hit some wonderful strikes. Last season, all 5 goals, mentioned it earlier, all 5 he scored were from outside the box. And again, tonight, that's his last 6 goals, all from outside the box. He can certainly strike a ball.
For Philadelphia Union, the MLS side, we saw Jacob Glesnes all the way back in March score one from about this range at LAFC. Mads Jorgensen trying to do just that right here. 2-man wall. Expect some pace behind this. Jorgensen. That one sails off into the night.
Yeah, not his best. I think it's the easiest way to describe that. It was already ambitious. In the end, it doesn't even test Ben Martino at all.
Well, you have to catch that pretty much right on the screws to get that one right. Issa Ryan back the other way, battling forward. Is it going to be a corner kick? No, it's going out for a goal kick. Thomas Snyder points to the 6-yard box.
So Ryan looking dangerous there. He's sort of played a little bit up front in the last sort of 10-15 minutes. They've been rotating between a couple of them. Paxton Aronson also up front, but he's been the main danger. And you can see why. He took that ball, controlled it well, got himself in the box and nearly created an opportunity.
The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search #USL Academy on social media. Big push across the league is those academy players, and the youngster just signed by Hartford Athletic, the youngest ever signed for the club, Alfonso Vasquez, is on the bench tonight. broke a 31-year-old record for goals scored in Connecticut high school soccer with 149 goals.
Wow, that's very impressive.
He's looking to start his career here in Hartford and back into this first team at some point.
I always think the one thing these youngsters in the US need more than anything else, because they have the skill, is the desire. When you take kids out of the slums of Argentina and Brazil and Nigeria, and they'll kick their own grandmother if they have to win the ball. Not just your brother, as with the Mcglynns, your grandmother. And that's what I sometimes question with the kids of America. They're generally brought up in decent households and got a good standard of living here, and not as desperate as some of the kids from around the world can be. And that's what they've got to compete with. They've got to be better than the best that Argentina can produce, and Chile, and all these countries where things aren't as good as the USA.
Torres, early ball across. Dre D's looking to make it 4. Good save by Martino. The follow-up is wide.
Good save from Ben Martino. Brilliant there just to keep his team in the match. Dre D's doing well to get under that. He says a good pass, and it certainly was a lovely pass into him. Yeah, have a look at that from Gabriel Torres. Perfect, just pushes him a touch wide. The goalkeeper makes a really good save.
It looked like the second shot was deflected on the way out for a corner. It's taken in. Jorgensen, just a flashing header caught by Martino. He'll distribute quick.
Oh, sorry, it looked like a very, very dangerous tackle for a moment. But
whoa,
no.
He's on a yellow card. He has to be careful there. That was Silva, but Ryan back the other way. Play down to the end line, and the offside flag is up. Well, Silva has to be careful. It was a dangerous challenge. I think he tried to grab the ball on the throw-in.
It's a lunge of a challenge, and fortunately, whoever it was managed to avoid it, but didn't look a good challenge. And then trying to grab the ball, that's going to get the referee's attention. And I think it shows you Hartford are concerned. They're only 1 goal up, 5 minutes left. They thought that Union 2 would have run out of gas. I thought they would have as well. To be fair to these young kids, many of them 16 and 17, they're still chasing, they're still working, they're still making life difficult for this vastly more experienced Hartford side.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Stanley Black & Decker. Stay tuned each week for the Stanley Innovative Play of the game. AR puts the flag up there on the far side. So maybe a throw-in or a free kick coming for Philly. Pardon me, Hartford.
At this stage, Hartford aren't in too much of a rush. They've probably decided that they'll take the 3-2 win and the 3 points. It hasn't been as complete as they might have liked, but it's 3 points nonetheless if the score stays the same. So they're in no rush. They'll probably work the clock down as much as they can in these final stages of the game.
Barrera swings it in. Keep this alive. Kept alive. Sam Strong trying to get forward. This one will be a goal kick.
Sam Strong in attack. What's he doing up there?
Can play all over.
He can. Well, he's trying to help his team get that insurance goal.
Here's the final sub of the night for Philly. It looks like Steve Kingay will come on. It also looks like a sub is coming on for Hartford. That's Rabadon who will make way. So all 5 subs have been used for Philadelphia.
Just wondering, it's a bit late to bring on a sub, especially in a match where you've got so many tired legs. I would have thought Steve Kingay would have come on a little bit earlier just to help out. Nonetheless, he's got a couple of minutes to impress, not too much.
We spoke about Alfonso Vasquez the other night. Well, here he comes now. His pro debut for Alfonso Vasquez. Tyrik Johnson gets an applause coming off. One moment for Anthony Vasquez. Looks like Nikki Downs will also come on. Danny Barrera will be the one to make way. Vasquez and Downs on for Barrera and Tyrik Johnson. 4 of the 5 subs used tonight by Hartford.
Danny Barrera is so good with his passing and his assists, and crucial player in that Hartford side. Really enjoyed watching him.
Hartford Athletic would also like to say thank you to all of our Business Alliance members. To learn more about the program and the more than 25 businesses involved, go to hartfordathletic.com/business.
Can they do it? Can Union 2 get themselves that equalizing goal in the dying minutes? They've really impressed me here. I thought they would have run out of gas and they would have been bullied and physically done in. They're going to be hurting after this game, that's for certain. There's a lot of them have taken knocks, but I think Sven Gartung was going to be, even if they lose 3-2, he's going to be so impressed with the way they've battled and really made a game of this.
Well, luckily for Philly, they get an entire week off, no midweek match, but won't get any easier. They go to Pittsburgh next Saturday. It's taken away. Cross coming in. There was nobody in a white jersey there in the middle.
He's been such a good signing, Mandanda. Besides the assist for the goal against New York Red Bulls, he's made crucial saves in that match against New York Red Bulls. In fact, without him, they probably wouldn't have won the game. And if you have a good goalkeeper like that, experienced, 30 years of age, that's the sort of player you want behind you if you're going to go on and achieve any level of success. So if the score stays the same for Hartford, it's 3 games played, 3 wins. You can't ask for more than that from Roddy Jaidi and his players.
The 4th officials indicated there will be a minimum of 7 minutes added in this second half. Stoppage time presented by Brignall Vineyards. Ryan. Silva will just knock this clear. Vasquez able to knock it wide. There's Jorgensen. Jorgensen will go for goal. Martino was able to defend his near post this time. It's out for a corner kick.
Good save from the goalkeeper. Decent strike, but from that angle, the keeper should save it, and he has done. You see those tired bodies. The Union players are sucking up air there because they're having to chase back. Jorgensen, yep, should always be a decent save by the keeper, and he pushes it away from trouble. Give him credit. Doesn't drop it at the feet of the strikers. He pushes it out for a corner. But you could just see there were 3 or 4 white shirts who were just on their knees, sucking in air there. They have really given absolutely everything today, Union 2.
This one's headed out. It will be a foul on Strong. Union 2 have used all of their field players off the bench. Mitch Budler, the goalkeeper, the only one did not get action tonight.
Clash of heads, always got to keep an eye on that and make sure there's no concussion issues.
Another strong challenge there by Sam Strong.
We said it's going to be a physical game, and there's definitely going to be some sore bodies in that Union 2 physio's room over the next few days as they recover from this. And as Sven Gartung said, just the amount of running they've done in these last few games, and they haven't been easy games. When you're getting hammered, it's not easy because you're constantly chasing the ball. And I think these players are going to find themselves needing a lot of rest. And in fact, interesting that you mentioned they had a chat with Pulisic.
Yeah,
Christian Pulisic, and one of the things he said to them was switch your cell phones off and your laptops when you go to bed and get 9 hours.
9 hours? I've always been told 8.
Yeah, well, he says 9. He says
All
when
right.
you're a pro footballer and young, and Christian himself is only 21, he says you've got to rest, you've got to sleep, and you can't have things buzzing and beeping all night long. And it was an interesting chat. Sven Gottung saying he felt it was of great value to the Philly Union 2 youngsters that here's a superstar playing at Chelsea and for the national team, and he was looking after his body as best he can. And I think a lot of these Philly 2 players are they're gonna sleep 9 hours every night for the next few nights. That's how much effort they've put in here this evening.
Well, that one went into the food truck if you saw that one bounce out of play. But anyway, Christian Pulisic, obviously such a big name in American soccer. What a great goal he scored against Liverpool the other night, might I add.
He's a wonderful talent. I mean, he is a really exceptional player. But again, that link with Europe important. He went there, he went to Germany, he learned what it was like to be a professional in Europe. And if you're willing to put in the hard hours and the hard effort, you can be that type of professional. And he really such a wonderful role model for this country.
From Hershey, Pennsylvania. About 3 minutes to go. Philly now have to move with more of a sense of urgency. Some more long balls over the top. Mcglynn. Saran. There'll be a foul as Silva goes down.
Went down easily, Silva, but that's experience for you. As he felt a touch, down he went. He knew he'd get the free kick. Saran's given everything. He's just trying to get his legs to work for a couple more minutes. And the experience there of Matheus Silva gets the free kick. They're in no rush. Wind the clock down. And Dando running, but looks like he's running on the spot. He's taking that long to get to the ball. It's been a tough match for Hartford. They didn't expect it, and to be fair, I didn't expect it. I thought they would have run over this Philly side, and in fact they've been given probably one of their toughest matches so far. So again, I've said it a few times, I'll say it again, credit to Sven and his young players.
Kinge going over the back there of Jorgensen. And Sven Gartung telling us this team is quite tired coming off of that match against New York Red Bulls the other night. Of course, just a 6-man bench. The reinforcements aren't necessarily there at the moment, but they say we're just going to grow through this together. Try to pick ourselves up. And crowd here at Hartford Athletic has been banging the drum all night. Good soundtrack for the evening. As Jorgensen stands over this free kick once again. So dangerous from outside the box. Curling effort. This one just a little bit too high.
I just wonder sometimes whether he shouldn't just get it on target, because keepers have got to save the ball. If you can strike it as well as he can, even if you hit it at the goalkeeper, he still might not be able to hold on to it, and then you can get your other forwards to follow up. But just to shoot wide like that doesn't make the goalkeeper work at all. This could be the last chance here for Union 2, maybe a long ball into the box. They've got to make this attack work. And I'm making a prediction that when that final whistle goes, you're going to see a lot of these white shirts just fall to the ground.
I think you are right.
They have really given everything. The clock is ticking. They've got to get the ball in the box if they're to get an equalizer.
30 seconds left. This will get the big bodies forward. That's not going to get it done. Two players come together. This will be a foul against Steve Kinge in Philadelphia, and that might just be that, and also be a yellow card for Kinge.
Well, for Hartford, 9 points available, 9 points in the bag, and this is a late dramatic equalizer, and it's a decent start. And if you're a Hartford fan, you're looking at that league table, seeing your team top and thinking, what does this season hold for us? Maybe there's going to be future glories ahead here.
That's a team that didn't win their first match until pretty deep into the season last year. It took them a while to get going, but so far it's 3 wins out of 3 for Hartford Athletic to start this 2020 season. Radi Jaidi, 9 points out of a possible 9, and a big win tonight, 3-2 over Philadelphia Union 2. Fist bumps all around, and a good 3 points for Hartford.
Yeah, you'll take the 3 points, and especially when you give away a bad goal, you're 1-0 down, a bit of skill, and Usl scores the second, and now you're 2-0 down. So if you look at it from that point of view, you come back from 2-0 down to when that man there, his pass for that Gabriel Torres goal was absolutely excellent. He sort of manages the game for them so well, just behind the front men, Danny Barrera. Vital player for this team.
He is our Cigna man of the match, Danny Barrera. Let's take a look at our Stanley Black & Decker innovative play of the game, and it was that winning goal for Ever Guzman.
Yeah, Danny Barrera with the pass. Ever Guzman at the near post beats the goalkeeper, and they did what they had to do, Hartford. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't always pretty, but they've got the points in the bag, and that man delivers the goal that made the big difference.
Well, we'll come back to Dillon Stadium to wrap things up with highlights and stats, but Hartford Athletic 3 more points and 3 goals on the score sheet tonight. They are looking good in the early going, and right now they sit atop Group F. We'll come back to Dillon Stadium to wrap things up. It finishes Hartford 3, Philadelphia 2.
Bravery has a face, a name. Like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Back here at Dillon Stadium, wrapping up Hartford's 3-2 win over Philadelphia Union 2. Let's take a look at tonight's save of the game. It's brought to you by Cigna. And there were some pretty good opportunities for Philadelphia Union 2 in this match, but Steve Mandanda up to the task, and a good diving save there. That was in the first half.
Yeah, I think there's a deflection there. Actually, there is a deflection. So it's a difficult save. You've got to change direction. There's a deflection. Up the ball goes. He reads it perfectly, holds on to the ball. Fantastic save from Mandanda.
Jorge Mandanda making that good save. Now let's take a look at the highlights from this one. We've seen these goals a few times, but they have been pretty good. They were pretty good goals at that. And the first goal was just a mistake at the back. And you don't really know who gets the mistake there, but in the end, it was 1-0 to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think probably more likely Kevin Paulitz. The ball's there. He's going for it. He's the one who misses the ball, and Shintu pounces on it, tucks it away, gets injured in the process, and has to leave the pitch after, what, 6 minutes?
Yeah, just about. Unfortunate there for the Philadelphia striker, but just a few minutes later, they would find a second goal. This one a quick counterattack, and just kind of sitting in the box was Axel Picasso.
Danny Flores does the skills down the wing there. Look at him, brilliant, gets inside. Picasso absolutely unmarked, says, thank you very much, I'll stick that in the corner.
And then it would be Hartford from here on out. This one, the first of 2 assists for Danny Barrera, and Flores a good strike.
Yeah, first touch from Torres there, and then the strike. Gabriel Torres, absolutely brilliant strike.
And then just a few minutes later, just before halftime, Mads Jorgensen just teeing one up like he normally does.
Yeah, it comes through a whole bunch of bodies there. Maybe Ben Martino unsighted. The ball moves a little bit, but the keeper possibly could have done better there.
And Ever Guzman the winner and the second assist from the captain Barrera.
Yeah, tucks it in near post, sees a bit of a gap, hits it with great accuracy past the keeper into the corner. Turns out to be the winning goal.
And the final stats, well, the shots were pretty even at halftime, but in the second half was a little bit more one-way traffic for Hartford Athletic.
It was, very much so, and Union 2 doing well just to hang on there. But yeah, you're right. At halftime it was level, and we suggested that Hartford would go on and be strong the second half. They were, and you expect that. They're older, they're more experienced, but were they given a fright by this Union 2 side who were 2-0 up before Hartford eventually pleased their coach and got themselves back into this game and eventually won it.
Well, Hartford is atop of Group F. That's going to do it tonight from Hartford. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Dillon Stadium.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.